You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to season 5 of Voicing with Queen. Now we are bringing Detroit to Atlanta and Atlanta to Detroit. Hey, my voices, how y'all doing? Keisha be in a moment. Welcome. Yes, we back with something new, right? I told y'all. Now we're back. So today's topic of the day is being a working entrepreneur. Man, being a working entrepreneur can be very hard. Some people be like, well, I always want to work for myself. And yeah, that's a great thing. I work for myself too. A lot of us do, right? But when I tell you, you get barely no sleep, you have to do everything yourself, it's it's overwhelming, can be, right? But when you work with somebody, you got somebody else that take care of your payroll, you got somebody else doing other different duties that you don't have to do yourself, right? But by yourself, oh, it can be stressful. But I do want everybody to even take that niche, right? Because you can capitalize off any skills that you may have. And I'm here to tell you, for a while, I used to be, oh, I need my health care. I need these benefits. They do be good. I ain't gonna lie. But you work just as hard, right? For somebody else's company. Where opposed to you can put that own energy into your own, right? It just takes some structure and some time because how many of us get us well, I know sometimes I get tired of getting up and going to somebody else's job, then you have to hear about the rumors, and then they got to stress you out. You're already stressed out at home, right? About your own stuff, about what you got going on. But they stuff, nah. But I'm always an advocate for whatever you choose to do, right? Because it's a lot of benefits of having your own. For one, you don't have to worry about it. You could schedule your own work hours, right? You don't have to get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, deal with 7, 8 o'clock traffic in the morning. Like that is the worst. The worst. I swear. And I love to drive, but I love to drive on the highway. But seeing traffic, can't stand it to save my life. Okay. So being an entrepreneur, you don't have to worry about that. You move when you want to. It's a lot of benefits, right? It's a lot of benefits, advantages, and disadvantages to a lot of things. So depending on what path you want to go, but I always tell people, you got a skill and you help people, make it into a, a skillful job that you get paid with or paid for, should I say, right? Um, for everything that you do, you have to be licensed, certified, or something because you got to show that you have some kind of knowledge in whatever skill that you possess, right? That's just like with a regular job. With a regular job, they want to make sure you have the skills to work the job that they need you to work. So, is it any different between working for yourself and working for someone else? It's a question you have to ask yourself, right? Me, I'm a big advocate of working for yourself. I feel like working for yourself is creating generational wealth. You know, you can bring family into it, your children, leave something for them. And it's crazy because I met a guy today at Coney Island getting some meat. And he was saying how he work on houses, he do heating and cooling. He has his own business. And I was like, oh, that's a good thing. He said, but I'm tired. I said, what you mean? He said, I'm tired. He said, you can't find nobody to really work. He was like, and I don't want to do everything myself no more. He was like, I'm older now. So I'm like, do you have any kids? He was like, my kids don't want to do anything. I'm like, wait, what? So I did suggest to him, like, there's a lot of, heating and cooling schools, right, where people actually go to graduate. And I know many of them is looking for a place where they can call a work home for a minute, right, to get that experience hands on outside of school. Because I'm here to tell you, a lot of stuff with what school teach you is really not how the job go. They teach you the book stuff, but the hands on is totally different. I think understanding it hands on more so than book, people getting better. And so he was like, I did that. And I was like, really? Because that would be one of me being me. Be one of the things that I suggest, like, try to find a niche on how to save this company, right? So sometimes it can be stressful. It can be. Sometimes you may not have nobody to leave it to. Sometimes you might be in a predicament such as him that just like, I give up. I had nobody to hand it over to or to help me keep running it, and I'm tired of doing it by myself. But at the end of the day, even being an entrepreneur, you still can't do it by yourself. You have to have a team. You're gonna have the team, um, because eventually you're gonna burn out of doing every single thing yourself. So you got your private life, you're running your company, you doing everything, you handling the books, you doing the scheduling, you actually doing the services that need to be done. Eventually, you're gonna burn yourself out. You gotta do meetings depending on what you're doing. All right, you're gonna need a team. You definitely gonna need at least one or two people to help you. So the difference between being an entrepreneur and actually working an actual job is a little bit more responsibility, being an entrepreneur. But it's a great thing to do. But if you not willing or don't want to have all them stressors, staying up all night, keep working for somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's a difference though. It is a real, real big difference. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that it's best for people to just say the heck with it and start their own business, especially now with these executive orders and them snatching up the rights, the equal rights, and different things of that sort, trying to take us back to segregation. Do you really feel like at this moment of time that we're facing, being an entrepreneur would be the best thing for people at this point? Me, I would say yes. Okay, really would say yes. For the simple fact of who can really take that away from you, you know? Hi, Sean. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Letty. Let's see. Sean say a black man always admire and adore black women on the move, elevating themselves in every area of their lives. Kudos. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, you definitely right. When you're working by yourself, you definitely need a team, and that's how a lot of people start building their businesses though, right? They started building their business off by themselves as an entrepreneur, and then they start gaining people to join their team to help them elevate within whatever they're doing. But at this moment in life, I really think that'd be the best thing, especially for our people to have their own. What is it that you like to do? What is it that you do all the time? Even playing video games. Do you know you can make a career out of playing video games? Like, seriously. Anything. I was shocked at that one, though. I don't know about y'all, but I was definitely shocked at that one. I was like, "What? You could really make some good money off of that too." I heard, you know, and I don't think that takes much skills. I think them skills you get as you continue on playing. As they say, practice made perfect, and that's in every scenario. Definitely every scenario, you know. So, no matter what it is that you choose to do, though, be the best at it. Be kind, be courteous. Don't be selfish. And what I mean by don't be selfish, meaning don't just want to share your stuff. Try to be involved and network with other people and maybe like entrepreneurs such as yourself, you know, to build that network because you need it. Trust me, being an entrepreneur, you need that network, you need that support, and you may not get it from close family and friends. So I hear a lot that say, my friends, they don't support me and share my stuff. My family, they don't share my stuff. I share their stuff all the time. I'm always recommending them. Look, listen, the majority of the people that support you will be people that don't even know you. That just see your grind or see the skills and they need or want what you have to offer. Them are going to be your supporters. And I'm telling you, word of mouth mean everything. So as long as you giving great services, great product, everything of that sort, you definitely gonna expand off of that. And so I'm just the one to tell you, you could go either way. You can always capitalize on anything that you do. It could be the smallest little skill. The smallest little skill. You like to babysit? Start daycare. Babysitting service, nanny service is yours, right? Like you can really, really capitalize off of any skill at any time. And so to me, that's the difference between working for yourself and working for someone else. Work for someone else, you know, you working exactly from 8 to 5. You know at 12 you're gonna have a lunch. Being an entrepreneur, you don't know when you're gonna sleep. You don't know when you're gonna eat, you know. But you do have the benefits. Even though being an entrepreneur, you can get your own benefits, life insurance and things of that sort, but that you pay out of pocket for. But what's the difference between working for someone else and working for yourself? Because if you work for somebody else, guess what? Your insurance money's still coming out your paycheck. You're still paying for it. So either way, the only difference between working for someone else and working for yourself is basically the fact of you doing one job opposed to doing it all. And so, yeah, make that difference to see what you want to do, capitalize off of it. I'm always the one that always advocate for people to have their own, no matter what it is, because of the simple fact of God blesses the child that has his own for real. And I feel like any skill, you could definitely capitalize off of, you know, and make your dream. It only takes one step, one step. What do you like to do? What do you love to do? What makes you happy? You know? So we'll be right back as our advertisement break is going to start. And then once we go through our little advertisements, we'll be back with our little headline topic. See y'all in a minute.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Joe. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, hotels. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items. Looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food, something special. Bar and lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something special. Bar and lounge.
Here is the second annual Women's Entrepreneur Brunch brought to you by Queen Butterflies LLC. This brunch is magnificent of people, wonderful women. We have Coco the comedian. We have Miss Diva Coates, who is a public speaker and author, and also a music artist. We also have Ashura, who is a real estate agent. Of course, you have myself, Miss Queen. And we also have the wonderful host, our host and co-host tonight, the comedian Keish. So come on out, get your tickets. They are on Eventbrite, May 24th. Doors open at 11:30. In here, we have a nice little Labor Day cruise. You want to go to the Bahamas for Labor Day? Well, we got one for you. From August the 29th to September the 1st of 2025, you can get you a nice little cruise for the weekend. And the cheapest room right now is $714. So I'm trying to tell you, a deposit 200 Labor Day, we can make things happen. So head over to Queen Butterflies LLC on Facebook and go ahead and book your cruise now. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So our headline tonight is one second. Is we're gonna talk about this baby real quick. Kamani. Kamani Fatigue is a 13-year-old girl out in Toledo, Ohio, and her body was found. And here's the thing with this. It really hit close to home, especially when you have daughters such as myself. And never once would you want to think that the child that you have around your children or have a child with would do something to them, right? Um, and this young lady has been essayed by her, I think it was a stepfather or father, um, and he cut off her hand and he slit her throat. Um, I really like that is horrific to have that done. Um, hey,
Oh, oh my goodness. I've been waiting to get here for a long time. What's up? It's 92.3. This is your girl, comedian Keish. Okay, and
hey,
I've been waiting in line for a long time to tap in. You know, like waiting in line a long time, like we about to get something for free, okay? And I ain't mean to come in like that. No, you talking about a sensitive subject, but hey, my
yes.
feet hurt for waiting so long, and I've been sitting down the whole time.
Not
I'm
your
like,
feet hurting. You been sitting down.
yes. I'm like, when is it gonna be my turn? My turn. Okay. Say okay. I'm gonna just sit here and wait patiently and let my booty cheeks get warm on the seat warmers while I wait. Okay. What up, though?
That
What
part.
what
What
up?
up, though?
What up? I'm so
Hey,
happy to
we
be
from
here
the
now.
D to
Look.
the ATL. What's up?
Yes, I'm in the D right now, y'all. And we not far from Toledo where this tragedy happened at. I saw the story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw the story. I was out in Illinois, take care of some family stuff, but I had to take time away to read the story because it's so close to home. And I was actually in Toledo just last week.
Mm,
Rest
sad.
in
It's
peace to
sad.
Kimani, and condolences to her family, her friends, everybody that loved her and knew her. I'm just so sick and tired of these type of stories happening, and it's just a shame that so many young girls and women are being abused and being murdered and killed by people who are supposed to protect them, people who are supposed to love them. Like, if we can't depend on our own to protect us and love us, who can we really depend on? Like, I was just so shocked that it was the father.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You would think that as a father, you're supposed to protect your daughters at
Yes.
all times. And for you to be that monster that you're supposed to protect her from, I could just imagine how scared that young lady was at that moment or at any time. Like it just it's heartfelt. And like I said, when you have young ladies in your family, such as nieces, your own siblings, your sisters, your
Yes.
daughters, it do hit close to home, and it make you want to hold on to them because this is the right. It's happening more and more these days, and more than usual, and it needs to be stopped. Our young ladies need to be protected again. So I really advise and hope that y'all are listening tonight. Young ladies, walk
Yes.
in a group. Stop walking by yourselves. Walk 4 or 5 of y'all. One of y'all get a sock full of coins and put it in there or something like for real, because it's too many
Yeah.
of y'all either getting sexually assaulted and beat up or even dead. Some of them not even coming home.
Right. And the thing about it is, I hear that. I always been taught to don't go nowhere by yourself late at night, walk in groups, take a friend with you, let your people know where you going. Turn that location on your phone. And now you gotta say, watch all men, the ones in your family, your uncle, your daddies, ladies. Like,
Absolutely.
and we have to choose we have to be careful in choosing who we choose to have kids with, who we choose to partner with. And if you already have kids and you dating who you choose to let in your kids' life, it's like you almost cannot even trust anyone.
You're right. You
Like, it's
absolutely
just so
right.
sad. The world is a weird ass place, y'all. Weird.
And
It's weird
scary.
out here. It's weird.
And I'm still trying to figure out what the grandmama part is because it seemed like people feel as if she knew exactly what has been going on all this
Yeah.
time and she never stopped it. She never said anything or anything. Like they were trying to literally snatch her up out the police car.
Yeah, it kind of remind me of the case that went on here in Detroit with Nazira Harris. That's a case that's
Yeah.
locally here in Detroit, but it's been getting a lot of national attention. Again, families know what's going on. They're not protecting they own. You let an outsider
Yeah.
come in, abuse your niece, your family member, and you protect the guy that's doing it just because you want to have a man. So it's just crazy out here. We really have to be careful with everybody, even the people that's in your family. Like, these people are supposed to be protecting you from strangers, from predators, and they end up being the predators, somebody that you trust.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. And I do feel like sometimes the red flags is there. You didn't see that, or you didn't see something that
Yeah.
indicated that something like this could possibly happen. And one thing I wish these women stop doing is stop getting with these men and want to just leave these men to watch your kids, whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
You meet these guys, and immediately as soon as you meet them, they meet your kids or they around your kids, they watching your kids. No,
Yeah. And they absolutely
no.
are demons. Like, this is demonic, you guys. Like, I don't know what type of guy y'all serve. But if you living in 2025 and you don't believe that there's evil out here, that the devil is real, that this is like demonic, like, you have to be a demonic person to slit your own daughter's throat, to cut her hands off. Like,
Girl,
you have to
yes.
be like a real life demon walking around here. Like, this is stuff that you don't imagine happening. Like, you don't imagine hearing about a father doing this. The evilness, the way he murdered her is just pure evilness. So if
It
you,
is.
yeah, if you do believe in a higher power, whoever you serve, we gotta make sure we say prayed up, okay? Because it's real life demons walking around here, and this could have happened to anybody,
You're right.
you know.
You're absolutely
So
right.
and black people, we got to stop protecting these people that we know that we got in our families, that are predators, that are molesters, that have a history of like have a criminal record and have a history of violence. Don't bring no people
Hmm.
around your kids. Don't date these people. I don't give a damn how fine he might be. You know what I'm saying? How
Or
he
how
might
much
be
money he
packing,
got.
how much
Yeah.
money. It's not worth it. It's not worth
Girl.
your life. It's not worth your kids' safety.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sean say, I hardly agree with Keish. We all, especially females, must be critical, selective, who you trust. Very dynamic. You absolutely right, Sean. You absolutely right. We have to be. Look,
Yeah.
I run background check.
Okay,
I,
look. Let me
I
type
want
into my computer. Let me see where you from, who you been, where you be. Let me see.
background checks on them, family members. I want to know. I want to know who I'm around, who I'm bringing my children around, because I don't play with mine. I really, really don't. You talking about keeping a tight, close? I don't play about
Yeah,
mine because it's stuff like this though. Because
right.
it's stuff like this.
Yeah, we need that old school parenting back. Like, I could not ride my bike in the street. I couldn't go so far down the street with my bike. My mama sat on the porch and watched me play. I couldn't play with certain kids. I couldn't spend the night over certain people's houses. Even if they
Absolutely.
was in my family. Y'all just let these kids do whatever, bring them around, whoever, let anybody come around them. You can't do
Hmm.
that. If we could, like,
No.
I grew up in the 90s as a little girl. So if we couldn't do it then, we can't do it now. You can't do it now. You can't let, ain't no slumber parties no more. Ain't no hotel parties no more. Like, we can't do the stuff that we used to do back in the day. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't do some stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. Okay.
Thank
But
God we didn't have
we just
cell
know,
phones with
look,
cameras and videos back then. Okay.
right. Now, I'm not old enough to have been at the Freaknik and nothing like that, but I'm just saying, though. But my mama still knew where I was at. I wasn't the
Who I
type
was with.
that be,
Yep.
yeah, like, you knew that if I was with certain, my mama knew if I was with a certain friend or I was at a certain friend house that their parents wasn't on no BS, that they wasn't gonna have us out and be letting us do whatever we wanted to do. And
Hmm.
that's how we gotta be in 2025, right now. This minute, right now, ladies. We gotta protect our
Absolutely.
young girls and our young boys too. We gotta protect our own.
We do. We do. We do. And for the ones that think our young boys, it don't happen to them, it definitely happens to them too.
Yes.
Definitely. So we have to protect both sexes. Sean say yes until we get tired and people get tired to hold people accountable, family or indifferent that certain behaviors will not, and I reiterate, will not be tolerated. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we gotta start speaking up and we gotta start doing our part, doing the
Yeah.
right thing, you know,
Yeah.
speaking up. We need to start having these difficult conversations.
Yeah. The
Y'all want to talk
outcry
about
for
who y'all
help.
beefing with? Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we gotta like help ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know in our community, like, dealing with our community, others really don't care about us, our
absolutely.
kids. When we go missing, there's not a national outcry. And there's so many black and brown people that are missing that nobody is
Hmm.
looking for, that nobody gives a damn about. Not even us, because what do we do? When somebody in our community, this happens to somebody in our community, are we starting a lot of organizations to stop trafficking, to stop abuse, to stop
Hmm.
domestic violence? No, we just making a Facebook post. Sorry for your loss. We not out in the
Absolutely.
streets like our
Doing nothing about it or trying to do something
we
about it.
yes, and
Absolutely.
we need to get more involved in our community and stop looking for other people to solve our problems. Black people and black and brown people, we need to solve our own damn problems, okay? And stop blaming
Hmm.
everybody else. Because if we hurting each other in our community, we give it saying that it's okay for anybody else to do something to us, right? That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. So we about to go ahead and take another commercial break. Let's see what Sean said before this commercial break. He said, absolutely, 100% help ourselves or suffer the consequences of childhood trauma. That's right. That's
I agree.
absolutely right. I agree. So we're going to take this advertising commercial break and we'll be back with Black Pioneer of the Week afterwards. And we'll see you in a minute. Hey, everybody. So we now have the second annual Women's Entrepreneur Empowerment Brunch brought to you by Queen Butterflies LLC. This women brunch is filled with very empowerment women from Coco the comedian, y'all very favorite personality that used to be on the radio, right? And we have Diva Coast, our public speaker, author, and music artist that's also going to speak to everyone. We also have Ashara Walker, which is a real estate agent that's also going to assist y'all and give y'all some insights about getting your own property. And of course, you have me, Queen, the event creator and serial entrepreneur, is going to give you some intakes and outtakes on some things to do to start your business if that's what you would like to do. And of course, we have Keisha the comedian that is going to be our host. So you know you need to come through because she got some jokes to tell. May 24th, doors open at 10:30. You can always find your ticket on Eventbrite. Right now, they are $40. So I hope to see you there. Oh, yeah, by the way, we have a guest speaker too for y'all, but I ain't going to tell y'all just yet. Get your tickets now. See y'all May 24th.
Yes, definitely looking forward to that May 24th event. I'm
Yes,
your host, but I will be giving some free game. And you was talking about entrepreneurship earlier. Y'all know that I'm not only a comedian, but a entrepreneur as well. Okay,
absolutely.
actually, I'm not in the office or the studio right now because I got people inside of my building right now, clanking, banging, hammering. They in there doing cleaning up. We got an inspection coming up, so I will be not only the host, but giving out some free game of how I got started being an entrepreneur and a real estate investor, and share some information about my project. And also, you mentioned earlier when you were talking about the headlining topic about like the power of networking. I will be touching on that at that event. So I'm excited about it. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets.
Yes, make sure y'all get y'all tickets. So I know you wasn't on earlier as we started,
But I
but
was listening.
what
But I was listening.
but real quick, what is your outlook on being a worker, working for someone, and being an entrepreneur? Because you've been on both sides as well as myself and much others. Can you give a little of how you feel about the both of the difference?
It's nothing wrong with doing both, and it's nothing wrong with doing both at the same time because I always been a hustler. When I was in school, I had 3 jobs and still going to college full time. But I always knew in my heart that I didn't want to work for someone for the rest of my life. Being in the entertainment industry is challenging at times. You're not gonna always have bookings. You'll have some dry spells. So, I have an awesome career in the daytime, but I knew I didn't want to stay there. So I just started being smart and managing my finances and saving up and investing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to sacrifice and not go on trips sometimes. If you really have a dream, you're going to sacrifice. And one of the things you have to sacrifice is your time, and you have to save. So I would say that to those that are out there grinding, you working a shitty job that you really don't want to work at, make a plan to get out of that job and make your dream and use your gifts to be an entrepreneur. Make that your
Mm-hmm.
goal to just only do that and focus on that. So it's just all about coming up with a plan to get up out of there, coming up with a business plan, coming up with a
Mm-hmm.
monthly budget. You know, for a while, I just could only pay bills and save. I couldn't go on
Mm-hmm.
trips. I couldn't buy shoes and bags. I probably had
Hmm.
to downgrade my car, but now I'm in that $100,000 boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I deserve that.
Okay.
But
Sometimes you have to
sometimes
sacrifice. You
you
have
gotta
to
wait your
sacrifice to get
turn.
where you want.
You gotta
Absolutely.
be like, okay, I see y'all dropping new whips
Absolutely.
this summer, but guess what?
And use that job
Yeah,
to help
use that
you
job.
build your business. That's what you
Yeah,
use them for. You use them to build your
yeah,
credit, to build your business as well. Don't forget about
yeah.
the credit part. Oh, we got so much
Oh
game
yeah,
to spit to y'all at this
right.
brunch. So make sure y'all tune in on that. And for sure, it's a lot of stuff. We're gonna be dropping a lot of jewels,
A lot of
lots of jewels,
jewels.
a lot
Yes, a
of
lot of
jewels.
jewels. Yeah, keep grinding. That's all I gotta say. Just keep grinding and don't give up on your dream. I don't care about how many tears you shed, the sleepless nights. So many times I wanted to give up, but why give up now when you almost there? You halfway there. Why? That's what the haters want you
Absolutely.
to do. They want you to get discouraged. The enemy wants you to get discouraged and want you to throw the towel and give up. But no, yeah, look, we made like this. We made to go through the struggle. We're gonna make it out because we're gonna make a way
All
out of no
right.
way. Period. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I told them, like, as hard as you grind for somebody else's job or whatever, grind for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And just watch the outcome with it. Use that job as a stepping stone to get where you need to get in your own business. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll be back with a quick advertisement. Um, I don't know if y'all got some Labor Day plans, but I got some stuff for you. All right. So tune in. We're gonna do this advertisement, and then we'll be back with Black Pioneer of the Week. So are y'all eager to get away and need a vacation? Well, look here. I got one for you. We have a Labor Day weekend cruise to the Bahamas. Okay. Yes, to the Bahamas. So let's end the summer before responsibilities. Deposit is $200 per person. It's due by April the 12th, and the full balance is due June the 1st. We have interior for $714.54. We have an ocean view cabin that is at $944, right? Nice cheap ones, okay? We even have the balcony ocean view for $1,139. So we're talking about a 4-day trip to the Bahamas. Come on now, book y'all cabin now. You know it's limited spots. So book at Queen Butterflies LLC, and you can catch that on Facebook, and you can hit the link from there. So today's Black Pioneer of the Week I present to y'all is Dr. Lonnie Johnson. I don't know if anybody recall or know his name, but Mr. Lonnie Johnson is the inventor of the Super Soaker gun. Yes, you got it right. The Super Soaker gun. He invented the Super Soaker gun, and now he has so many different versions of the Super Soaker. Off of that, he has generated over $1 billion. Um, and he owns over 160 patents for the Super Soaker. Can you believe that was uh, invented back in 1989? What was you doing in 1989?
Girl, I was in preschool. I'm eating animal crackers. Okay. I was trying to look. I was trying to get the little boy crayons and have him share his animal crackers with me. Oh, I was 4 in
so
1989.
So Dr. Johnson, he was born October the 6th of 1949. He worked for the Air Force. He invented many spacecrafts for NASA as well. He is also a member of the Invention Hall of Fame. He has done so much to um, be an African American man born in Mobile, Alabama during segregation. So
Mm.
imagine during that time, you can't go to the schools as other kids and you can't go to certain places, but he never once let that discourage him. He kept going. In his senior year is when he realized that he wanted to be an engineer and invent things. And his very first thing that he actually invented was a robot
Wow.
for his senior high school. And it was for a science fair, and he won first place for it. And this is before digital anything came along. And his mind is just so brilliant like that, right? And so he just went on to developing things. Like I said, he went to the Air Force, and being in the Air Force, he was able to use his skills, his hands, and everything like that. So now you're talking about the most popular gun, water gun on the market that has
Hmm.
been there for almost 40 years.
Yeah, and a
Almost
lot of
40
people don't
years.
know that. A lot of people don't know that. Never heard of them. Like that's why I said, like, I love us. I love our people because, like, we have so many inventions, and some of them are like hidden, like that we don't know, and nobody
Hmm.
talks about these hidden figures that have invented like most of the stuff that we use on a daily basis. And I've had Super Soaker, you know, and it's just like, dang, did we invent everything? Like, and then like, look, you just don't know how many of our ideas they others have stolen that we don't even
Hmm.
get the credit for.
Yeah, and he has so many versions. Like it's so many versions. You got the
Hmm.
real big soaker, soaker. You got the medium. You got the little small one.
Yeah.
You got
Hey,
the double
you get
pump one.
you get hit with that double pump, baby. You got to come back with revenge. Like I'm about to do a drive by if I get hit by that double pump super soaker, especially in the face. And you know, growing up, little boys they petty. They gonna wet your hair with the super
Yeah,
soaker. You gonna have your brother, like my brother, shoot, he'll catch us while we sleep. You know, you're not expecting to be get wet in the face while you sleeping, so you be ready to scrap. The super soaker, hey,
absolutely. And
have you
remember
up
the
in
one
there
with the
scrapping?
backpack? No, remember the one
Man,
with the backpack?
yeah, that's the Ghostbuster. That's
Girl,
like, man,
you used to hate to see that one coming. You're like, wait a minute,
right.
don't
But it
hit
was
me
so
with
much
that one.
fun though. So much
Yes,
fun. When you got
so
like
much fun.
when you got like a whole team, like y'all against each other, and y'all just like just playing in the backyard, running around wetting each other up. Like those were the days, you know.
Hmm.
These kids
So
don't know what
right,
it was.
not at all. So
No.
even now, he's still active in his community. He's still active within his own businesses and everything. He has he owns a company called Johnson Research and Development right
Okay.
there in Atlanta. Yes, right
Okay.
there in Atlanta, where he employs a lot of inventors and scientists to develop different things. So not only does it for himself, he does it with and for other people as well. So he built his integrity off of what he believed in, and that's believing that you can do whatever you want to do as long as you
Amen.
put your mind to it. Who would
Yes.
have ever thought that a black man? I never knew that. I never knew
Okay.
that. Like
I
literally,
I
do you?
didn't either. I think I may have heard, but I just don't remember. But I mean, I'm glad that you chose this hidden figure today to let people know, like black people have invented so many things that they're not given credit for. Nobody knows who's behind
Yeah.
creating these things. And then sometimes we do invent things since people steal our patents. People want to take credit for what we have done, and we see it so many
Mhm.
times. So shout out
We
to him.
have.
Shout out to him. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And he beat segregation. Like that says a lot. He ended up
Yes.
going to a segregated college
Mm-hmm.
that he was once told that he would never be able to go to. So by the time he got there, that's when segregation was finally over with, quote unquote.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a nice little history lesson for all of us. Yeah. And so next we're gonna have up is kicking it with Keish.
With me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What up, Joe? Y'all? This your girl, comedian Keish. I'm glad that y'all tuned in tonight. Yeah, I'm glad that y'all tuning in and enjoying the show. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to listen to us tonight and to comment on what you think about the topics that we have talked about so far. So, I want to talk about something that happened to me, okay? And it happened to a lot of us, okay? I want to talk about crashing out. Crashing out. Sometimes we crash out and people take us to a place that we left behind us a long, long, long time ago. Sometimes we crash out. Okay. People take us back to a place that we don't want to go. Okay. Because I used to be Kiki back in the day. Okay. Hey, I'm jumping into fights. I want to fight. Okay. You mess with my little sister, I'm about to crash out. We bucking. Okay. We knucking in, we bucking. But as we grow older and mature, we got stuff to lose, okay? We got stuff to lose. So we can't let people take us back to the dark place where we used to be in the streets. We used to be Kiki. We used to be on the block because we didn't grew up from that so far. So I did have an incident where I crashed out, okay? I blacked out. Somebody almost took me back there. But I had to remember the place that I came from, and I had to remember where I'm going, okay? Because we got a lot to lose now. So I wanted to really bring that up because when people think that you are nice and they know that you're not that person, sometimes it be the people that you know that be trying to try you. You know what I'm saying? You can remind them that you ain't the one to play with, okay? But you got to do it in like I want to say like kind of like a professional way. You got to put people in their place. And you can't give people the opportunity to play with you in the first place. If you feel like somebody disrespecting you, you got to shut them down, especially in the workplace. You got to shut them down. You got to use your vocabulary, okay? You can't you can't be crashing out, y'all. So look, I want to give myself a pat on the back because this is a really big step that I have taken. And I decided in 2025 that I would go on my road to recovery. And I have been alcohol free for almost 2 months. Okay. And it has helped me. It has kind of helped me to be more calm. I got a lot of energy, y'all. I've been able to exercise more. I've been able to meditate more. And if you have something that you want to work on in your life, start off with baby steps because that's what I did. That's what I did. And actually, when I crashed out, I wanted to have a drink. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to having like drinks before shows. It helps relax you before in a performance. I'm used to mingling with, guests at the shows to have drinks with them too. And I always thought that I needed to have a drink before a show, but I've been performing sober and it's like, dang, I never really even needed it. Like, this is my gift. I don't need something to help me get ready. And liquor kind of made me angry, and that's when I would like crash out, like, who the F you talking to, and this and that, blah blah blah. Now there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and people are losing their patience, but I just want to tell y'all, woosah, woosah. Don't let these people take you to a place where you don't want to be. And if you believe in the Most High, lean on Him. And hey, Don't crash out. Just hold on. That's the message for today. Just hold on. Okay. Hey, we gonna be back next week, and y'all can kick it with Keish again. I'm gonna have something else for y'all. All right. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm your girl, and I'm out.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So, I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in to Voicing with Queen. It was a pleasure seeing y'all again. We back for season 5. So we'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. sharp. Don't forget to follow us on all social medias. We on IG, we on Facebook, TikTok, you name it, we there. Voicing with Queen. See y'all later. Bye.